Imagine this. You're at your desk, laptop open, and suddenly, well, that sinking feeling hits.
The one you dread.
Exactly. Your system, your organization's network, perhaps even your critical data, it's been breached.
And it's not just, a casual attempt.
No, this is sophisticated, coordinated, maybe even tied to state-sponsored actors. Sounds like, I don't know, a techno thriller.
It really does, but it's happening all the time.
Yeah, the headlines are full of these stories, and the real-world implications are just huge and growing.
Absolutely vast.
So in this deep dive, we're going to unpack this whole landscape of endpoint security.
Yeah.
It's urgent.
It really is.
We'll look at some, frankly, chilling real-world breaches. But then, crucially, we'll explore how modern automated solutions are stepping up, how they tackle these challenges head-on.
The fighting back part.
Yeah, the fighting back. Our mission today, cut through the jargon, understand these cutting-edge strategies for, like, instant recovery and robust defense.
Giving you the critical nuggets.
Exactly. The critical nuggets of knowledge so you can see how organizations are actually doing it, how they're fighting back.
And we're drawing on some solid sources for this.
We are. A recent article from The Guardian detailing some major cyber breaches, plus detailed documentation about advanced endpoint recovery and ransomware mitigation solutions. Okay, let's unpack this. The threat landscape is just constantly shifting, isn't it? It's way beyond simple viruses now.
Oh, miles beyond. We're facing highly sophisticated attacks.
And The Guardian recently highlighted just how serious it can get. Their report talked about what they called Chinese threat actors.
Right, exploiting vulnerabilities in Microsoft SharePoint servers.
The sheer scale is, well, it's unsettling. Over 400 organizations breached.
And that number's expected to climb, apparently, as they dig deeper.
What's really worrying isn't just the number, but who they hit. These high-stakes targets.
Yeah, not minor intrusions.
No. Victims included government agencies, critical businesses, and maybe most alarmingly, the U.S. National Nuclear Security Administration.
The agency overseeing nuclear weapons. Yeah.
It really brings it home. This isn't just about data theft. It's national security.
Directly threatened.
Microsoft actually identified specific Chinese-backed groups. Linen Typhoon, Violet Typhoon, and Storm 2603.
Each with different focuses, right?
Yeah. Linen Typhoon, for instance, seems focused on stealing intellectual property. Been doing it since 2012. Targeting government, defense, strategic planning, human rights groups.
A broad net.
And Violet Typhoon. Active since 2015, dedicated to espionage. Going after former government and military folks, NGOs, think tanks, higher ed, media, financial, health sectors.
Across the U.S., Europe, East Asia, pretty global.
And the vulnerability they used was specific. It was the on-premises SharePoint servers.
Right, the physical servers people manage themselves, not Microsoft's cloud service.
Exactly. And these attackers managed to spoof authentication credentials, basically faking legitimate access.
Which lets them execute malicious code remotely.
And steal key material,
Wow.
cryptographic credentials, essentially, the keys to the kingdom, potentially.
Oof.
Microsoft, of course, they released security updates. But their warning, it came with high confidence that any unpatched systems would keep being attacked.
A stark reminder. Patching isn't optional. What's fascinating here, I think, is how these attacks really hammer home the critical importance of, well, vigilant patching and just meticulous maintenance for those on-premises systems.
Absolutely.
Especially when you consider the motivations behind it all. Often state-sponsored espionage, diverse reasons.
Which raises a big question for you, listening. Beyond these huge headline incidents, what about the everyday stuff?
The insidious threats, the ones that often go unnoticed.
Exactly.
Because, many PCs today are quietly infected. Malware, adware, viruses, stuff that doesn't immediately stop you from working.
Right, so people just live with it.
They might just live with them, yeah. Thinking it's just a minor annoyance maybe makes the PC a bit slow.
But that's dangerous.
That mode of operation is so dangerous because it's incredibly difficult to know what that malware is really doing.
Right, it might look simple.
What shows up as simple adware, those annoying pop-up ads could actually have deeply embedded backdoors, allowing remote access, or rootkits hiding their presence, keyloggers, grabbing passwords, sensitive info,
Silently stealing data.
constantly siphoning information, or maybe just sitting there preparing for a bigger attack later.
Yeah.
This is why it's absolutely critical. Any PC you even suspect has malware, never ignore it.
It's a silent threat that can just blow up.
Without warning.
Yeah. So, okay, whether it's one of those super sophisticated nation-state attacks or just that nagging piece of malware quietly doing damage, the consequences for an organization,
Yeah.
they can be severe.
Absolutely severe.
Which is precisely where this idea of rapid recovery becomes not just important, but vital, like non-negotiable.
Think about a full-blown ransomware attack.
Yeah, the cost,
Mhm.
astronomical, possibly unrecoverable for the business.
We're talking about the core of business continuity here. It's not just a little hiccup.
Not at all.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, I mean, today's environment is so interconnected, always on. Downtime isn't just an inconvenience anymore.
No.
It's a direct threat to revenue, to your reputation. Even regulatory compliance can be impacted.
So the ability to recover fast and completely.
It's not a luxury. It's fundamental, a basic operational requirement.
And organizations face these common endpoint headaches all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
That make recovery hard.
All the time. Like dealing with a corrupted OS or one that just won't boot, that's a classic headache.
Means downtime, data loss.
Traditionally, yeah. Significant downtime, potential data loss, or think about new hire provisioning. How often is that delayed? Slows people down right from day one.
Frustrating.
And for remote workers, device recovery is a huge logistical challenge. Shipping things back and forth.
Nightmare.
And finally, just enforcing security compliance. Doing it manually is slow, prone to errors, especially right after a breach when things are chaotic.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, though. What if you could just flip that script?
How so?
What if you had a solution that could instantly rebuild, recover, and secure your endpoints automatically, like zero touch from IT?
Ah, the ideal scenario.
Yeah, what would that even look like? What are the characteristics?
That's a great question. An ideal modern solution, it would have to be, well, incredibly fast, obviously. Automated. Self-healing, even.
Self-healing.
Yeah, able to fix itself. It needs to work anywhere, on-prem, remote, even totally offline, disconnected.
Critical.
And absolutely critically, it must preserve the user's stuff.
Yeah.
Data, applications, settings, turn what used to take days into, well, minutes.
Minutes, wow.
And it needs that foundation of zero trust security, meaning every device, every user has to constantly prove they are who they say they are and are allowed to be there. No automatic trust.
Never trust, always verify.
Essentially, yes, don't trust anything by default.
And a leading example of something hitting these marks is Swimmage. It's described as an end-to-end automated solution, managing, repairing, securing, re-imaging endpoints.
Right. And what makes Swimmage and solutions like it different from the old traditional imaging tools?
Good point. They're fully automated, self-healing, like you said,
Yeah.
and they can operate offline.
That offline capability is huge.
It is. They rebuild or re-image endpoints, supposedly in under 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Zero touch from IT, no loss of productivity for the user.
Impressive speed.
And it's built around a pretty neat process. Detect, decide, deploy.
Okay.
First, it detects. Policy-triggered rebuilds, security events, that kind of thing. Then, AI-driven workflows decide the right automation to apply.
Smart decisions.
And finally, it deploys.
Yeah.
Rebuilds the OS, restores the apps, enforces security, all in minutes.
Yeah, this intelligent sort of modular approach, it's genuinely transformative. It means organizations aren't just, reacting after something bad happens.
They're proactive.
Exactly. They're proactively setting policies. And when those policies get triggered, boom, intelligent, automated responses kick in.
Takes the manual labor out.
Completely. It transforms that complex, often manual headache into a streamlined, almost set it and forget it's operation for IT teams.
Which must be gold, given how stretched IT teams are.
Oh, incredibly valuable. It lets them focus on strategic stuff, not just constantly putting out fires.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty then.
Yeah.
How do these advanced solutions handle those really immediate critical threats, like malware and ransomware?
The sharp end of the stick.
Right. So malware is found on a PC. What's the immediate advice?
Flip. Stop working on it. Shut it down immediately. No messing about.
No dilly-dallying. Then, an automated solution like Swimmage can kick in. You start the PC in its recovery mode.
And the system just takes over.
Takes over. It immediately rebuilds the entire OS from a clean source, effectively leaving the virus behind.
Yeah.
Wiped clean.
Okay, so what does that rebuild process actually involve?
Typically, it resets the PC to a clean base build. Takes a complete snapshot of the infected system first, though.
Ah, for diagnostics, forensics.
Exactly. Invaluable for figuring out what happened. Then, it reinstalls all the needed applications. Captures and restores the user's desired data and settings.
Preserving the important stuff.
Yes. And crucially, it can run online or completely offline and make sure the PC is totally clean before letting the user log back in.
And the time frame.
Usually done in about an hour.
Yeah.
Eliminating all traces of the malware. Now, for ransomware recovery, That process sounds even more dramatic.
Because the stakes are higher. Data encrypted, held hostage.
Right. So with a triggered event, like ransomware hitting, these solutions can immediately lock the PC, reboot it into recovery mode.
Takes control away from the ransomware.
Instantly. Takes that full snapshot again for forensics.
Yeah.
Then rebuilds the OS from a known good source.
Clean slate.
Reinstalls all the required apps. Restores data either from a local safe spot if available, or from backup if the ransomware got to the local files.
The backup part is key.
Absolutely. Rejoins the domain and finally restores full functionality to the user.
And the speed on that.
Completely automated, typically finished in minutes.
Minutes from ransomware lockdown to fully functional.
That's the promise. And again, it can do this completely offline. Massive advantage if the network itself is compromised.
And that snapshot is still critical.
Critical for forensic analysis. You can even take it offline and virtualize it later to investigate. Swimage, for example, also integrates with Transition for what they call point-in-time recovery.
Meaning
Meaning you can roll the system back to a specific clean snapshot from before the incident happened, minimizing data loss significantly. But it's not just about fighting fires, right? The benefits go beyond incident response.
right. These solutions help with ongoing operations too, like compliance enforcement.
How so?
Well, every time a machine is rebuilt, it automatically enforces current company policies, helps align with standards like SOC2, IPSC, FIPS.
Ensures consistency.
Exactly. And for new device provisioning, zero-touch deployment. New computer arrives, powers on, gets its preset apps, settings, security, ready to go.
Smooths out onboarding.
Definitely. And OS upgrades, migrations, automated processes make those transitions much smoother.
Less disruption.
And even really complex tasks like encryption conversion, migrating TCs from one encryption type to another.
Which sounds tricky.
It can be, but these solutions can handle it securely without data ever leaving the device or being decrypted during the process. What's truly impressive here, I think, is that seamless integration. You've got speed, security, and data preservation all working
The
together.
trifecta.
Pretty much. The ability to rebuild an entire system in minutes, even offline, while keeping the user's data safe and ensuring compliance, that fundamentally shifts the whole recovery paradigm.
Changes the game.
It really does. It turns what used to be a multi-day, sometimes even week-long painful ordeal into a rapid, automated process. The impact on business continuity is drastically reduced.
It's not just faster recovery then.
No, it's about fundamentally rethinking how IT resources are used and how resilient an organization can actually be against modern threats.
So let's bring it home. What does this all mean for you listening? How do these capabilities translate into real benefits? For IT leaders, managers, remote workers.
Yeah, the practical impact.
For IT leaders, it seems to be about achieving speed, control, and compliance, but at scale.
Rebuilding any PC in minutes without IT touching it. Automating security and compliance checks.
We're talking about potentially cutting down time by over 80%, eliminating those costly desk visits for IT, saving teams hours every single week.
Huge time savings.
And it provides crucial support for remote work, right? Securing those off-network devices, stopping the need to ship PCs back and forth.
That alone is a massive win for distributed teams.
Ultimately, it builds resilience right into the organization, full rollback capabilities, reliable deployments, better business continuity, and the value seems to spread out to specific roles too.
Yeah, different stakeholders see different benefits.
CIOs and CISOs, they can cut costs, boost compliance, and slash those downtime risks.
IT managers, they get hours back every week. Automating rebuilds, recovery, deployment, frees them up.
Managed service providers, MSPs, they can offer more value to clients, potentially with less hands-on tech labor.
More efficient service delivery.
And InfoSec teams. They get the assurance that every device enforces security protocols automatically, on reboot, on recovery, not just a snapshot in time.
Consistent enforcement.
We hear some really impactful stories too from companies using these systems, like a European office employee who was very surprised and pleased with how seamless the process is. Simple but telling.
Yeah, user experience matters.
Or a federal government agency CTO noting it allowed our techs to replace close to 5,000 PCs in 3 months. That's scale.
Incredible throughput.
And remote workers saying, my PC replacement was so fast and easy, I didn't even need to contact the help desk to complete it.
Empowering the user. Self-service.
These aren't just small tweaks. They're massive shifts in efficiency and resilience.
Absolutely. And these testimonials, they really highlight that critical shift we've been talking about. moving away from reactive, labor-intensive IT
Firefighting mode.
to proactive, automated endpoint management. It's about empowering IT teams to be strategic, not just reactive. Ensuring security is baked into the process, not an afterthought.
All within that robust zero-trust framework.
Right, where data ideally never leaves the device unprotected. It fundamentally changes the operational posture of an organization, transforms how IT supports the entire business.
Frees up smart people for innovation, not just fixing broken things.
Exactly that, more value-add work.
Wow. Okay, so this deep dive has really laid out the twin realities of modern computing, hasn't it? On one hand, these increasingly sophisticated cyber threats.
From state-sponsored groups targeting critical infrastructure.
To that persistent malware potentially lurking on our everyday devices.
And on the other hand,
Incredibly powerful automated solutions designed specifically for resilience.
it's clear that facing these widespread breaches, the ability to instantly recover and force security, it's not just an advantage anymore.
No, it feels like an absolute necessity for survival, for continued operation.
Yep.
So, as we wrap up and we consider the sheer scale of these cyber challenges, it raises, I think, a fascinating final question for you. How much could your organization benefit, not just from faster recovery when things go wrong, but from an endpoint strategy that makes incidents almost a non-event, something handled so quickly and automatically that your team can stay focused on innovation, on moving forward, rather than constantly looking back and cleaning up messes?